All right, we are now live from the gazebo. It's your host, Tyler Voppel, and I am here with my next guest, Tanner Hench.
Yes,
man,
sir.
Welcome to the gazebo. Thank you
you.
for being here, honestly.
Thank you for
He is a
having me.
videographer, photographer, creative design on the low. Man, introduce yourself to the cameras and for anybody that doesn't know who you are.
Yes, sir. I'm Tanner Hench of TH Media. Like he was saying, I do music videos mostly. I do some other video stuff there too, and photography, and then some other multimedia stuff on the low.
Absolutely, man. And I think even though through this pandemic, this has been one of probably your most successful years to date. I mean, numerous projects, numerous, videos sent out. What we can expect into 2021, how are you going to make next year better than this?
Man, this year has already been so much crazier than last year. So to put this in perspective for y'all and you, because you don't know, last year I did 20 music videos in total throughout the whole year. And this year, I already hit 46.
Wow. With more, I bet, in the vault, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, I mean, that's counting the ones that haven't been finished yet. But I have I have 4 that are being worked on right now. But I have some unreleased ones that are finished, and they're scheduled to drop here soon. I'm excited about them.
Nice. And so what have been some of your favorite moments from the year so far? Like some of your favorite videos, some of your favorite moments and people to be around, honestly?
That's a good question. The ones with Nikki are always good. Because that Afterlife video, I did a behind the video for that's on my channel if y'all want to go check it out then. Where I talked about getting more in depth with that. But we shot that in this abandoned barn. That was super sick. The No Stress one, we had a bunch of people pull up and we had this huge Jeep truck. And then Bad Night, that was directed by myself and Abby Orens. And then she was also the model in that video too.
That's getting a lot of publicity too,
yeah,
that video.
That one's been sick. We got a little article posted up on Elevator for that. That was awesome.
That's tough.
And then we have another one that we shot in Puerto Rico that I'm working on right now, and that was definitely one of the top memories of the year because I've never shot anything outside of the country before, so that was a whole different experience.
I bet that trip in general was just an awesome experience and well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was sick. I haven't been out of the country for a couple years, so being able to do that and being able to document it with actually having the skills that I have now, opposed to before I would have just filmed it on an iPhone or something. So now it's this video's fire.
You can look back and you can appreciate some of the skills that you've built to this point, and you're like, oh shit, this is going to be way better than if I'd, like you said, 2 years ago or 3 years ago when I first started making videos.
Oh, yeah. Easy. And the whole video, the song's not out yet. The song is so different for Nikki, and we shot the video in an hour and a half. Because we were supposed to go to this one location, and then our rental fell through, and then we went to this other spot, and the girls were showing us around, but we were battling the sun and how fast it was gonna set, so we ran around, shot everything for that video in an hour and a half. By the time we were done, I was beat. It was the most beat I've ever been after a video, I swear. It was rough.
And I know that there's probably a lot of videos that left you exhausted. I mean, and you've gone in depth with, behind the scenes with some of them that, shout out to Genre, shout out to Nikki, former Gazebo guest too, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Both of those guys have had stressful videos.
Yeah. I mean, usually with Nikki it goes smooth. With Genre, here's an example of how much of a pain he is with me sometimes.
Shout out to Genre, man, you know what I'm saying?
But we were shooting in Harrisburg, and he was like, yo, just meet us at HMAC. And if you know where HMAC is, it's back in Harrisburg a little bit further. And he was like, yeah, we're going to walk to this fountain. And I was like, all right, cool. And then we started walking, and it's on the whole other side of Harrisburg. So we walked the whole way there, but halfway there, because we were with Glowman and his manager, and they were like, yo, we're going back to get the car, because I know where y'all are going, and this is too long of a walk. So they got the car and met us back there whenever we were halfway done, and then we got a ride back. But he was like, yo, don't worry, it's a close walk. It was not a close walk.
Oh, just trying to play out. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about how you've got to this point where you're working with, rising artists, you're doing crazy videos, sort of the inspiration to get into photography. I know you had classes back in school, I believe, back in the day, but sort of tell a little bit about your story and how you got to this point a little bit.
most of y'all, like, if you keep up with me, you know I skateboard. I was just skating yesterday. My body hurts so bad right now. Specifically my knees. But I got a camera. It's the same camera as this one right here. But I finally got a new one. And because the kid told me it filmed in 1080p, which is just like standard HD. And after a while, I was like, yo, I think he ripped me off, because it was like more of a VHS type 1080p. So then I got my first Canon, then my second Canon, and my third Canon. But like whenever I had the first and second Canon and that VHS camera, I was just filming skateboarding. And some of my friends that skated, they also made music. So my one boy, K2, formerly LCG, formerly Ogoff Thorough, I wanted to do a video with him because I really liked his music, but he was like, yo, I don't think you're good enough yet. Like, you got to get some practice. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
And then the first video I ever did was with this kid named Dalty Fresh out in Perry County, because we knew each other from this one skate park called the Shred Shed.
Okay.
And the video's so bad, and he put it on private, but I was like going through my Twitter messages because I was just deleting stuff a while ago, and I found, because Dalty is friends with this one kid named Jake, and Jake's cousin, I went to high school with her, and it was like a deactivated Twitter account, and I was like, whose messages are these? And then I found the video we did, and I was like, yo, no way. And the video sucks. It's terrible. But it was my first music video, so I didn't know what I was doing. I was literally like editing it in class at school, and yeah, it wasn't good. So then after that, I wouldn't say like I lost interest, but it wasn't like anything I would think about. It was just like I was skateboarding all the time, so that was like the only thing on my mind.
It was sort of a side hobby a little bit.
Yeah, kind of. And then, but I wasn't like indelved with the music people like I am now, so I didn't know like how deep it actually went. And then after that, this one kid I know named Brendan, he was like, yo, you remember our boy Brandon Martinez we used to skate with? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, he's making music now and he goes by Beamar. And I'm like, what? I always wondered what happened to him.
Wow.
And then yeah, apparently he started making music, so I found him on Instagram and I was like, yo, do you want to shoot a music video? He was like, yeah, let's do it. So it was just like, bro, like I didn't charge him or anything. It was just for fun. Yeah. So I remembered we were shooting it like all day in Harrisburg because I didn't know how much footage we needed. And we were just like walking around getting whatever. And then I did the video. Wasn't that good. Definitely better than the first one. Still wasn't that good though. Around the time Beamar and I shot our first video, that was whenever the video for Rude came out by Lil Skies.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that.
Which was directed by Nicholas Jandora. And I forget if it came out after or before the video I did with Beamar. But after I saw that, I was like, yo, I gotta start doing this. Because that video was insane. And then
that sort of inspired you a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and I was watching and I was like, I think I can do this stuff. And then I started doing more videos and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna need some more practice before I can do that stuff. So finally, like, I ended up going to school because I graduated in 2017. I didn't know what, I was literally sitting at graduation. I was like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. And I was like, I know I'm gonna figure something out. I just don't know. So I took a year off. And then my parents' friends, they were like, yeah, we know this school in Hanover called the Academy for Media Production. I was like, all right, yeah, let's go check it out. And it was more so like, well, first of all, it's in like an old firehouse, so it was really sick. Wow. So we walked in and I was like, literally right as we walked in, we didn't even get the tour yet. I was like, yeah, no, I'm going here. And yeah, it was for video and photography, but it's definitely more like studio photography based with the lights and everything. Okay. So that's not
like street-based photography as much. Okay.
So it's not like anything that I really use now, but a lot of the stuff with the video, I knew a good amount of it because I was like the only one in the class that was still like, that was just like going at it with videos. But like there was a lot of good things to take away, and it was a great school to go to, and I'm still friends with everybody that I was in class with. There were like 8 of us, and we're still in a group chat, and there's like people who talk in it every day.
That's so cool. I mean, that's probably so much closer than any like university or a large base, you know what I'm saying, state school or anything like that. I mean, so many people could have a close connection in that sort of environment that you don't get in other places. So
yeah, it was a lot cheaper too. So if you're looking to go to a school for photography or videography and you don't want to spend like 50 racks, check out the Academy for Media Production in Hanover. It's a great place.
You heard it here.
Free advertisement. Shout out Bill Shania. That was
go.
my teacher. He was fire. He's a super cool guy.
And you can see what he's been doing. So, I mean, yeah, he's probably learned something there. So.
But it's not all like, you don't just get taught, like, you got to put the work into.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't just, like, sit back. That was, like, what I fell into at the time, was just, like, doing my thing while they were teaching. But it's like, nah, you got to be engaged if you want to actually learn. It's just like going to any other class for school. You got to actually try if you want to do well, and especially if you're paying, like, why wouldn't you want to try? You kind of like, you're gonna be wasting your money otherwise.
Honestly, that type of school is definitely geared towards what seems like what you wanted to do, though. I mean, it's pretty much your passion now at this point. I mean, you, like you said, mentioned skateboarding, photography. You do fingerboarding too, finger skateboarding. Tell me a little bit about that too.
I didn't bring it with me. I thought you were gonna bring it. So like,
that's what you might get more famous for before the music videos. You know what I mean? Like, you'll be known for fingerboarding instead of music videos.
All right. So like, back in middle school, we had the tech decks, you know, like the finger skateboards. But we'd like take the grip tape off and we'd just like lick our fingers and have them stick to the board because we couldn't actually do tricks. And then after a while, I was like, all right, I'm gonna actually try to learn how to ollie. So then I did, and then I found out that there were like actual fingerboards that you could buy that were nicer, and they were like kind of expensive too. But I was like, I'm gonna buy one, and it was just kind of up from there. And it's like, it's kind of stupid, but at the same time, it's fun. And it's like, who else do y'all know that can do anything like that? Nobody.
Seriously, and this man, Instagram follows him on freaking Instagram.
They don't anymore.
Oh, they did.
But so what he's talking about is
they definitely posted your stuff though, I think.
Yeah. So some lady messaged the account. It was right whenever quarantine started, so everybody was just like doing stuff inside their house. So I don't know if like that's what they thought. It was just doing something. But
you've been doing it before that, though. Yeah.
So she was like, yeah, just email a clip to this account and we'll have it posted on Instagram's Instagram. And I was like, yeah, all right, whatever. Like, I emailed it anyways, but I thought it was fake because like, why would anybody message you that? And then the next day, I like start getting notifications, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, why am I getting all these followers and all these likes? Because I was already like hashtagging my stuff, and I was getting like a good amount of likes and a good amount of followers, but because I had like 2,800 at the time, and I was like, yeah, I was getting like average of 800 likes a post, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, and then
that was before this.
Yeah. And then I found out that Instagram posted me, and I was like, yo, what? Like, they posted me in an actual post on their page and on their story, and the post has like 1,200,000 likes, something crazy like that. So then the account kind of like blew up after that a little bit. I had like 26,000 followers, and then they were also following me too. But like, whenever they follow you, it's a flex, but it's also like a double-edged sword. Because like all the ghost followers, they'll follow who Instagram's following. So there's a lot of followers on that account that are just like duds now. It kind of makes me mad, because like I used to get more likes, and now it's like I'll post something and I'll get like 500 likes or something.
I think that's the algorithm changed in general, though, didn't it? I mean, a few weeks ago, I heard that there's something different in the amount of likes and amount of views that people get, where you're not going to get as many likes as period, like as you did a few months ago or a few weeks ago.
Oh, if they did, that's messed up.
But it is. I heard that somewhere. I don't know if that's true, but that could be some low key bullshit. But
but that's also been like going on for months. Like, I haven't posted anything in like over a month.
Gotcha.
And then I'm just trying to focus on other stuff, and then once I'm like more set, like, I'm gonna start posting on that page.
I think that's just such a cool little hobby that like nobody knows low key. I filmed you a lot of times though. Like, every time you're doing it, I'm like, I gotta pull out my camera and film this.
Yeah, I got like more consistent with some other tricks though. So like, whenever I start filming again, I'm gonna have some, like, I was kind of running out of ideas too. So whenever I start filming again, I'm gonna have some new stuff that I can do, which is pretty cool.
So do you take inspiration from your actual like physical skateboarding, like in like real life, and then try to take that into your fingerboarding too? Like,
no. I'm way better on the fingerboard. It's so much easier, and then it's also like, if you mess up a trick, you don't have to walk the whole way across.
Yeah, and your body's not feeling it too. Exactly. So tell me a little bit about how like you got into skateboarding and like what your goals are with that too. Like, is that sort of something you want to see like go as far as like a career, or sort of like blending the two as far as like you said, videos and shit like that? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I've always loved skateboarding, and then whenever I first started, I was like, yo, I want to be sponsored, this and that. Like, I see these videos, and I'm like, yo, they're good. Like, I bet I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, after a while, I was like, I can't do that. I can't do anything they're doing. So, like, whenever I was younger, that was definitely, like, a goal of mine. But then once I would, like, start to get hurt more, and once I, like, just got older and learned, like, oh, it's that difficult to actually be that good at skateboarding, that I was like, it's whatever. I'll just be doing it for fun now.
I guess.
And then I still make, like, I have my other, just the Tanner Hench channel on YouTube. That's where my skate videos go. If I get one out every now and then, probably like, it's like a once a year type thing now. But I used to just be filming skateboarding all the time.
And a lot of people don't know about those. You have 3 YouTube channels too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, subscribe to all of those. Subscribe to Live from the Gazebo. You know what I mean? You're doing a lot of different stuff too. Like, you want to showcase your different sides of your life and your artistry too. So,
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah, so like you said, I have 3 channels. So there's the Tanner Hench channel. That was the first channel I ever had, and that's just like all skateboarding. I think there's like some other random stuff on there too. There's the TH Media channel. That's where all the music videos go. And then there's the TH Media 2 channel, which is
Yeah, talk to me a little bit about that.
yeah, it just has like behind the scenes stuff. Like there was Fawcett being out of pocket at Project 1500. I got a lot of that footage. I was like, yo, I'm just gonna post this. It's like 4 or 5 minutes long. And then I saw what Cole Bennett was doing with Lyrical Lemonade 2, and how he would do these behind the videos, and I was like, yo, that's sick too. And like there's nobody else around here doing that kind of stuff. So I was like, well, I might as well, because I love all the stories behind these videos, and maybe other people will appreciate it too. And it's also like, whenever I'm older, I might forget what happened. So that'd be cool to be able to like look back on it and actually like remember what happened.
Yeah, you can always look at the music video itself, but you have to look back and say, oh wow, I remember the story behind it, I remember the personalities behind it, the situations, the things that we did behind that. So I always thought I was so cool, and the first time you posted that, honestly, it was like, yo, that's so dope. Is there one right now that you could give us a little quick story about another behind the scenes that you haven't given us yet?
Yeah, so the next one I was gonna do was for Project's video, my own. And I actually wanted to do that before the Afterlife one, but Nikki and I were putting out so much stuff that I was like, yo, I'm just gonna throw this one out there. So Project, him and I go back a couple years. He was one of the first people I started making videos with. And it's actually crazy, and this is gonna sound like, not like whack or anything, but whenever we did our first video, it was called The Price. Whenever I watched it, I like started tearing up at the end whenever I was finally done with it, because I was like, yo, I'm like actually low-key getting good at this. And I was just like excited, because I'm like, oh, I'm actually progressing now, like opposed to before, and it just looked like not that good.
You could actually see your growth in your work.
Yeah, so he's like always one of those people where it's like never settle, like do as much as you can for a video, make it as good as you can. And B-roll, B-roll, B-roll. He like really instilled that in my mind. He was like, yo, shoot B-roll, shoot B-roll. And then after he told me that, like after 2 videos, I was like, I gotta make it a priority to shoot B-roll.
That's very evident in your videos now too, though. I mean, I'd support part of the videos that I actually like. I mean, you get to see the environment, the setting that you guys were in. You get to see different atmospheres than just, okay, this person performing or saying the lyrics, you know what I mean, having the song.
I think that's like one of the things that separates my videos from other people's videos too, is that you kind of have to know how to shoot B-roll and like the angles to shoot and the right amount to use. And then sometimes you don't get the right amount and you gotta fudge it, but it's usually like not that big of a deal. You can figure it out. But you got to do the same thing with B-roll that you do with the shots of them doing the verses too, and it just needs intention, like with every shot. And then just the way it's like slow mode, if it's smooth or if there's like a jitter in it, you got to figure out a different part of it to use. Or
it's really learning like as you go too, like you said, like it's like, oh, I can point out videos that I did before, and it's like I gotta change that. Or I watch interviews, I say this all the time, I watch my interviews like film, where it's like I have to do this better, I have to do this better. Oh, at this point I should have said this or not said that. So I bet you go through your videos and you're like, damn, I wish I should have shot that angle better, or that edit there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So It's a perfectionist thing too. Yeah.
And so yeah, sometimes I'll be going through, like, I go through a video so many times and I'm like, it's usually like one tiny thing that nobody would notice, but it's like it's gonna bug me so much if I don't take it out. Because like I'm a perfectionist too, so if I can't have things that are up to my standards, it's like, and I already think that my standards are above other people's standards. So if I can go above my standards, like that's even better.
You're gonna bring stuff out, skills out of you that you probably never saw before. You're like, damn,
Yeah.
I'm pushing myself to a new level. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I like that.
So, yeah, we were about to start talking about that project video, but we kind of got veered off. So
I like that though. Hey.
So no, this video meant a lot to me. We were sitting on that song for a couple months trying to figure out what to do because him and I are like really slow moving, but we want to make sure like things are done correctly. So there were 3 settings in that video. The first one, it was underneath these lights, and that's like right near my house. The second one was in a room full of newspaper, and that was actually my basement. That was the same place where I shot the Jet Boy cover.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it was just, I just put down like a black piece of cloth for that. And then the third setting was, I think it's this spot in Maryland. It's called Ruins Park.
Okay.
And yeah, I wanted like 3 things that were unique to themselves, but also blended together well. And I think that goal was accomplished. And then the main reason I wanted to use the lights was because we had this other video called Windows Down, and that was like whenever we were both kind of starting, but it got more views than any of our other videos. So I was like, yo, let's try to like bring that energy back in since we both improved so much since then. And then, but use it like in a different way too, because it wasn't the same spot. It was just like lights that were similar to before.
Okay. So it sort of like brought out, like you said, 3 different perspectives of the song, and it probably tied the song together too as well.
Yeah, and I think it was like we shot the verse enough times that there was a really good shot, really good and unique shot for each part of the verse in there.
I got you. And so tell me how you sort of go through your creative process where, okay, like somebody will send you a song or they'll reach out to you and it's like, okay, what's sort of your process from listening to the song, gathering your ideas, setting up a setting? What does sort of the process look like for you?
It all depends on what the person wants sometimes, but for that one, he gave me most of the creative control. So I was like I said, we were sitting on the song for months, so I was listening to it like almost every day. Like I'd have some bouts where I'd listen to it a couple times a day, and then I wouldn't listen to it for like a week, and then I'd like start listening to it again. But the newspaper room was like something I always wanted to do, and I was like, yo, this song's unique, so I want the settings to be unique too. And then that actually took a little bit. It was kind of annoying. I laid all the newspaper down. It was like on our dining room floor, and I taped all the pieces together. And then my girlfriend like helped me carry them down to our basement, and then we like taped them on the wall.
Wow.
Yeah, I think my mom actually helped me with part of it, and then my girlfriend helped me with the other half.
That sounds very tedious.
Yeah, it was kind of a pain, but it was definitely worth it. Yeah, I like those shots a lot. They came out really nice.
Nice. So I know that you've done mission trips as well, out of the country, been to Guatemala as well. Tell me a little bit about how those experiences have been.
Yeah, so Guatemala, that was after I graduated, so it was in the summer of 17. That was the last time I've been out of the country. That's why I said whenever we went to Puerto Rico, that was my first time out of the country for a couple years.
Gotcha.
So it was a missions trip with my church. Yeah, but we were like helping this community dig a well because they didn't have clean water. Like, they were literally drinking water out of bags. Like, they had plastic, like, they didn't have water bottles. They had like bags of water. And
That's crazy.
yeah, it was interesting. And they were cool. I learned that I could flirt with girls that didn't speak my language.
That's
but
hilarious.
I'm a married man. I mean, I'm not married, but basically.
He's taken, ladies.
I'm very taken. Yeah, but she was actually on the trip too. My girl was on the trip. But we were just friends at the time. But it was cool because my little sister, she's adopted from Guatemala, so that was the first time I got to go back there since I was like 6 years old.
Wow. Okay.
So I thought that with us being like within this community, I was like, oh, we're not gonna get to like experience the culture because we're not gonna be out and around. But it's like being within that community, you get to experience the culture in like a whole different, like, it's way more organic, and everybody, like, once people gain trust in you, they're, like, super nice. All the kids are fun, but they're entertained by, like, the smallest things, and they would just, like, tie some string to a rock and throw it at a flattened out 2-liter soda can. Yeah, so I was, like, just playing with them the one time, and we came up with, like, point system. So, like, all the kids were super cool, and it was definitely a good time.
I bet it was a very rewarding experience.
Yeah, it was cool. I don't know if I'd do it again. Oh, yo. I just remember something from that trip. So there was a scorpion, and it was on the ceiling of the one room. Yeah, it was, like, tiny. It was, like, that big. But, like, apparently the smaller they are, the more poisonous they are.
Yes, very true.
So, it was on my girl's ceiling. That wasn't my girl at the time. But I, like, took a flip-flop and I knocked it down and I put it in a water bottle. And I brought it home, like, across the borders.
Was it still alive?
Yeah, no, it was still alive.
Oh my god.
But then my dad was like, no, we can't have this in the house. And then he like drowned it in the water bottle. So.
Oh my gosh, that's like, wow.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Damn, that's a very interesting story. You was very brave for you for dealing with that scorpion, honestly.
Well, I didn't know it was poisonous. So,
well,
like,
I've never seen a scorpion in person. Was that your first time seeing a scorpion in person?
I think so. That's why I thought it was cool. That's why I wanted to catch it.
Oh god, that is hilarious. Oh my goodness. So tell me a little bit about, like, your ultimate goals for your career or some of your work in your artistry.
I just want to be able to make a solid living. Like, I've thought about this before, and I don't even need to, like, necessarily break any crazy boundaries with the videos. I just want to, like, make solid work. And even if it's not like, oh, this is new, this is innovative, I just want the videos to be solid, and I want people to appreciate it and take something from it. But at the same time, yeah, like, I want to make my living from it. I don't want to have to just hustle going from one thing to the other and then, like, back and forth. Like, I want to be able to do one thing, but then at the same time not be worried about, like, oh, am I gonna bring enough money home to survive?
Yeah. You honestly just want to do something that people can enjoy, you can enjoy, and that you can sustain yourself for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
I think that, I say this all the time, but I think that people like you that really have a passion for what they do, and you can really tell that they care and they really have a professional aspect in the things that they do, you should be able to make the livings off of the things that you really enjoy, and not have to, I gotta go to work today and slave over something or do something that's, like, horrible. You know what I mean? Your existence shouldn't be wanting to do something after work. Your work should define your happiness and the things that you enjoy. So I hope you get to that point too. Honestly, man. Seriously.
Thank you. And to, like, be transparent with everybody watching. It's not like, oh, I do videos for a living, I make a lot of money. Like, I was literally just telling him that I was listening to Marpo's interview on the way here, that somebody tried to rob him at gunpoint because they thought he made a lot of money from videos. I've never had anything like that happen, but it's like, yo, I don't make enough money yet to only work off of videos. Like, my dad does flooring, and I still work with him. Like, a lot of the artists I work with, if not most of them, still have jobs. Like, we're just trying to make it right now, and if you can't respect somebody working 8 to 10 hour days, not me, but somebody who makes music working 8 to 10 hour days and then going to the studio for a couple hours and then working even more, like, they're not getting paid for that. I don't know how you couldn't respect a work ethic like that. I think it's so gnarly, because I'm not built for 8-hour work days, 10-hour work days. I can't do that anymore. But I definitely had my time where I was doing that.
No, and I think everybody has been to that point. And if they're not still going through that too, and I think everybody should respect that too. It's respecting the artistry at the end of the day.
Facts.
Yeah, and a lot of us, you know what I'm saying, we get caught up in the personal situations between here and this, or, you know what I'm saying, and they don't really understand what's going on with that other person. You know what I mean? We're caught up in our aspects and the things that we think, but we're not giving that respect and that understanding to the other person, the true artist. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about the things that you are most passionate about right now and what we can expect in the future.
I mean, definitely videos. That's, like, what I'm most passionate about. I'm working on them pretty much every day. Skating. I'll, like, have bouts with skating where I'll I'll skate like a bunch within a couple weeks, and then I'll just like not skate for a whole month because I get busier, or I'm like, I'm not even thinking about it. I don't know. That's mostly what I'm passionate about. It doesn't go like too far beyond that, just because I don't know. Once you find something you're passionate about, you don't really need to search for anything else for a little bit. You're just going all in with that.
And that's sort of, I think, your lane that you found a little bit, and you're sort of finding your niche a little bit. So
yeah, I think I've definitely found my niche, whatever, however you want to pronounce that.
Yeah. So tell a message to your supporters, to the people that are listening, to your little brother, to your family. Seriously, I want you know what I'm saying? I know he means a lot to you.
Yeah,
so
shout out my little brother, shout out my sister. They're not always the nicest, but you know how siblings are.
Of course.
Yeah, I think my little brother is probably Nikki's biggest fan.
That's awesome.
Nah, he loves him. But I got a video coming out on October 1st with Irk for this private Irk video. Yeah, we shot 2 a while ago.
Shout out to Irk.
Yeah, we're starting off Irktober correct on the 1st.
Love it.
October 7th, I'm dropping this Lost Souls video with Moolah the Great. That video is crazy. I'm sitting on another one with Bobby Fresh with a Gels verse in there, and Gels and I just dropped this video yesterday. I mean, depending on whenever y'all see this, it wasn't yesterday, but we just dropped a video. Man, who else do I got? I got some on private on my channel. I got this new Nicki video from Puerto Rico. I was talking about that earlier.
Yes, sir. I'm excited to see that. I've seen some of the photography behind the scenes, so I'm definitely wanting to see the video.
Oh yeah, me and Drew Tyrell and Kizzle, we did a video. That one's sick. I can't wait for y'all to see that. I got a lot of stuff coming out soon, so it's exciting.
Nice.
Not everything has dates yet, but the ones that I said the dates for, we had dates.
All right. Looking forward to it, man, honestly. So tell the people where they can find you, you know what I'm saying, Instagram, Twitter, all that, socials, you know what I'm saying, plug in who you got to plug in.
So my Instagram and my Twitter, my main ones is just at Tanner Hench. My media account for Instagram is at th.media_. And then the fingerboarding account, if y'all want to check that out, is TH Fingerboarding. Like I said, I haven't posted anything on there in a little while, but I'll be getting back to that soon. YouTube, TH Media, TH Media 2, Tanner Hench. Look those up. You'll find all of them.
Nice, man. Any last words, you know what I'm saying, message for the supporters, anything that they got to know, anything that you want to say?
Oh, man. Yeah, just shout out to everybody who's, like, been rocking with me. I feel like I get more support from people every week. And it's great, especially to see, like, where I was at last year opposed to where I'm at this year, and then thinking about where I could potentially be next year if I just keep making the right moves. It's exciting. Shout out Nikki, shout out Project, shout out Genre, shout out Feeve, Adrian, Icewater Chase, Jameson, Irk, dang, I got so many people. Drew and Kizzle got so much crazy stuff on the way.
Drew's dropping soon, I know that.
Yeah, just one project. Him and Kizzle have like 3 projects worth of music.
Wow.
I didn't say anything.
I really appreciate you stopping by the Gazebo, man. Seriously.
Within the Gazebo.
Appreciate you. Thank you, man. This has been live from the Gazebo with Tanner Hench.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Love you guys.
This is my first interview too, so I hope y'all were liking it.
This is exclusive. Exclusive content. Exclusive.